Welcome back to our conversation about the problems and issues facing the immigrant church. And today we want to talk a little bit more about what is the root of this problem of the gap and the young adults leaving the church. What is the root that causes this conversation to go unspoken of? So what are your thoughts on that?
It starts from here.
Okay.
And the problem starts here from the heart, and the solution starts here from the heart. You don't solve it by administrative meeting, annual meeting of the church, or board meeting, or it starts here to the change of heart, meaning that you have to be free from fear.
Well, I think some of the fears that we've faced, so that the young adults have faced in the past years, is there's a fear of confrontation, because we come from a culture, at least the Arabic church, and I know a lot of other immigrant churches come from a culture of non-confrontation because of this idea of shame and honor. And so if we confront, especially the adults, if we're confronting the adults, they see it as a shameful act, and how dare you come speak to us.
Correct.
And so as a young adult, we might see some of these issues and we might start feeling like, what are we going to do? Why are you not meeting my needs? But as a young adult, I feel afraid to come and speak to you as my elder, as my pastor, as my leader, and say, hey, I'm facing some of these issues. Why are we not doing anything about it?
Even without any of the titles you mentioned, just being older than me, you are uncle, so-and-so. And the lady is tante, which is the French. We got it from the French language. So uncle, it puts you by default in a power. And because in the East, and in the East doesn't mean the Middle East. In the East, it means the Middle East, it means the whole Arab world, it means the Far East, in Korea, in China, in Japan. The age is so respected, which is good. I'm not against it, which is so good. But it gives this, it builds this barrier between the generations. I cannot.
So what is your advice for someone like me, a young adult, if I really am feeling some of this conflict, how do I approach you, my uncle or my elder, and say, hey, I'm not feeling like my needs are being met? Because I feel like you might take that offensively as the pastor or as the leader of the church.
I think that the first thing is to open the subject. Opening the subject, it's like opening an abscess, for example, meaning that it's not comfortable. When you get the knife close to me, if I have pain, bearable pain, and now I see you coming with a knife in your hand, to open the abscess, this is a trauma. This is a trauma for me. You won't touch my body. You won't touch me. But I think if the younger generation respectfully would open the subject that we have needs, and just giving a lesson from a curriculum in Sunday school, or if we are in high school, for example, and you're tackling just no sex, no wine, no whatever, no mini skirts, no sex, no wine, no mini skirts, no sex, no wine, no mini skirts, and this is it. We're just in this circle. You need to talk to us, even although I know that it won't be an easy conversation, especially when we started.
So those are some of the fears that we as young adults have in talking about this conversation. And I would love in our next episode to talk about what are some of the fears of some of the adults, some of the first generation immigrants, in having this conversation with us and with really each other as well. So thanks again for tuning in with us this week. We would love to hear your thoughts and your concerns really about this issue. And so if you will click the link below, we'd love to hear from you. See you soon.